What's going on, y'all? My name is Artie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna be going over my 2008 Toyota 4Runner. This video was widely requested by a bunch of people, and since I just finished cleaning it, I thought this was a good time to do this video. So yeah, I'm gonna be going over all the things that I've done to this vehicle. It's not too terribly much, but obviously, as you can see, it came out pretty clean. This is just my phase one in quotations. I got big plans for this thing. Just to name a few, I'm gonna long travel this thing eventually. I'd love to put 37s on this, but yeah, that's along the lines of what I want to do for phase two. But yeah, I thought this was a good time to do it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first thing I'm going to talk about is the wheel and tire setup. So I'm running Nitto Trail Grappler MTs, 35, 12.5, 17s, and they are wrapping the Stealth Custom Series 17x9 -38 in the white. So as you can see, it's a pretty meaty setup. Especially with the -38, it has a nice little poke to it, as you can see. What's great about this setup is that I'm not running any spacers on it, so gives me that meaty setup without using spacers. Here's another angle. So yeah, I love this setup. Shout out Nitto pit crew. I love these tires, haven't failed me once, and I've already taken them out and they did really well. So the next thing I'm gonna be going over is the suspension on this. So I am running Dobinsons suspension. It's a 3-inch lift. I'm also running the Dobinsons springs right there. As you can see, I have an axle cut exhaust with the Flowmaster Super 40 muffler, and then I'm running the Panhard kit there, so that way the Panhard bar is straight. And then come over to the front. As you can see, Dobinsons suspension in the front, and then I'm running the SPC upper control arms. It's a fairly cheap setup. No complaints. It actually rides pretty good. I get the height that I want without breaking the bank. Obviously, like I said earlier, I'm going to be long traveling this thing, so this is just a temporary setup before long travel. Next thing I'm going to be going over is the rack and lighting setup. So for the rack, I'm running the Sherpa Princeton rack. By far my favorite rack out there. The reason why I chose this is because of the quality of Sherpa, and I love it. It's definitely the best rack out there, hands down. And I'm also running Baja Design S1 lights here, as well as Baja Design S2 lights on both sides. These are great lights for camping. When I go to the campsite and I want to get some light on the campsite, these are perfect. So, and then I'm also running an inspired Overland tent. I love this tent just because of how thin it is, as you can see. As you can see that it's pretty thin. I like this type of tent because I don't really like how the clamshells look, even though they're more comfortable. And this one's also pretty light, weighs at 80 pounds, so it's fairly easy to get up there. It's not the easiest, like with any tent, but I mean it's easier to get up just because it's a little bit lighter. So the next thing I'll be going over lighting wise is the taillights. These taillights are from eBay, surprisingly enough. I got these off of eBay. They're like clear taillights, as you can say. They look great. I love them. Only issue that I've ran into is actually only on this taillight. For some strange reason, I think it's just because obviously, well, one, it's aftermarket, but two, I think it has to do with the wiring. But sometimes the turn signal doesn't work, and for some strange reason, it'll start flashing down here as a turn signal, which is the reverse light. Other than that, that's pretty much the only complaint I've had with these taillights. Like I said, I love the look of them. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the taillights. And then come over here for the headlights. If there's one headlight out there that most 4Runners put for aftermarket, it's these ones. So these are the I believe they're called Acon or Acron headlights. I bought these actually off of Amazon. What's cool about them is that there's a DRL that runs all along. My only complaint about this is actually not the condensation. These haven't condensated yet on me, but as you can see, the clear is already starting to go on them. I've only had these lights for about 4 months, so obviously it's aftermarket. What can you expect? Same thing here. Clear coat's going out, but yeah, no complaints. No complaints. It's still bright. I have the bulbs upgraded to the last fit bulbs, so it helps a lot. And then down here, I have the Baja Design fog light. This is custom done. It uses a universal bracket just because obviously they don't have a kit for the 4th gen 4Runners, and so basically I had to come up with my own thing. Yeah, I love it just because it's bright, you know, it helps out on the trails and stuff. So, and then as you can see, I got the Squadron Sports for the ditch lights. Like I said, bright. I mean, you can't really go wrong with Baja Design, honestly. Definitely by far my favorite. So now, you must be wondering, how am I controlling all these lights? Well, I'll show you. So if you come in here, before I actually get into that, I just wanted to kind of, you know, show some appreciation on this thing. This vehicle only has 129,000 miles. The only thing that shows wear is just this seat right here, and that was pretty much done by the previous owner. But I mean, if you look all around, even on the driver's seat, there's no tears. It's immaculate in here. And as you can see, I got the molly racks in the rear. I'm debating on what to put on those, whether it be a fire extinguisher or like a pack or something like that. Just trying to figure that out. Also have the sunroof with all my patches. But yeah, basically what controls all my lights is this right here, this Switch Pros 6100. And it's actually integrated into the sunglass holder, which is pretty convenient because when I use it, obviously I have it out like this and I just need to do whatever I need, and then when I'm done, just close it up. So it's pretty convenient. I love that. It's like one of my favorite mods. I also have an upgraded head unit for Apple CarPlay, as well as a mob armor mount for my phone. And one of the last things I pretty much need to show, which is actually by far my favorite mod I've ever done on any of my vehicles, would be this right here. Yes, that's right. I have the sponsored by Wifey Air System on this, installed by Al, Wifey. And yeah, no complaints at all with this thing. It's been great. It's also wired to my Switch Pros, which is super convenient. Air comes out from here and air goes on from here. It's pretty convenient because there's lines that are ran through the whole entire 4Runner, and then there's ports for it right there, as well as here, and it's the same on both sides. But basically I have 4 hoses that connect into those ports, and then they connect into the valve, and once I turn it on, I can deflate and inflate all my tires at the same time, which is pretty cool. Super convenient, by far like one of my favorite mods. I definitely recommend it, even though it's super expensive, but you get what you pay for. So one of the last things I need to talk about is obviously how did I fit 35s. Well, I cut my flares and my fender, as you can see, but I also did this, which is the DRT cab mount relocation kit. I got that installed and down in LA. That's also helped me clear the 35s. Obviously you can see that I'm still rubbing. So one of the last things I'm gonna need to do, which I won't do until I become long travel, which is tub the wheelhouse liner, or the wheelhouse, sorry. I'm gonna tub it so that way I don't rub at all on full lock, full flex, all that. So yeah, that's pretty much wraps up the overview on my 2008 Toyota 4Runner Limited 4-wheel drive. Yeah, it is a V6. It's not a V8, but one of the nice things about the V6 is that I can switch from 2-wheel to 4-wheel. V8s, they are 4-wheel drive only, so they're all-wheel drive. So that's one of the things I like about the V6. V6 has plenty of power too. I'm not really too worried about the V8, to be honest. I'd love to have a V8, but it's all right. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up everything on this 4Runner. Like I said, it's nothing too crazy. It's pretty minimal for what it is, but it's what I've added to it that kind of gives it that personality. It's that OEM plus look, which is by far my favorite look. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions or any other suggestions on videos and stuff like that that I can make for you guys, comment down in the comments, and subscribe, like this video. Everything helps, and it'll help me it'll motivate me to make more videos on this thing, because obviously a lot of people love this build, and I love this build too, and I'd love to show it to you guys, and do all kinds of other stuff. It doesn't even have to be 4Runner related. I also have the CRX right here that I'm currently building. As you can see, motor for that is right there. So if you guys want to see that too, by all means, I'll do it. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this video. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment. Really appreciate it, and yeah, I hope you guys have a good day.